Thank you so much to the people who make these videos possible on Patreon, including the big patrons of this month, the Nerd Therapist and FanGirlStephie. Thanks, heroes. Hey, Pokemon Masters, Birdkeeper Toby here, coming to you from the Galar region, where it's just been confirmed for the first time we have Galarian forms. There's a Galarian form of Zigzagoon and Linoon and its evolution. Obstagoon, like he's an obstacle and he's a goon, so you're gonna have to like get past him. And he is an evolution of Linoon exclusive to the Galar region, which means that they can go all sorts of directions with older Pokemon. I love this. In fact, on the Pokemon website, they basically outright state that Galarian Zigzagoon is the original Zigzagoon, and that all other Zigzagoon lines stemmed from here. It's a fascinating idea that we're going to get back to when it comes to Galarian Weezing. This is the new form of Weezing wearing a top hat. He's very gentlemanly. And okay, you see this and you think, okay, that's a bit ridiculous, that's a little bit zany, but actually it opens up the lore for Weezing a little bit. Let's backtrack, because most Pokemon, they are either based off of an object, or they are based off of a creature, or a mythical creature, or whatever. But what is Weezing? It's a ball of gas, sure, so is coughing, and this is just sort of like two coughings that are together. That's similar to like Magnemite and Magneton, or is it something different? Well, there is a dark Pokemon theory that the reason that Weezing looks the way it does is because as it evolves from coughing filled with all those poisonous gases, it starts to mutate, kind of like its DNA is becoming cancerous and it's gaining a tumor. This is what the other coughing on its head is, and as you can see, it goes from being this happy little gas ball to being absolutely miserable. Weezing as a symbol of evolution is just failing. There's also a theory that it's man-made. Of course, you can find it in the Kanto region in the Cinnabar Mansion alongside other poison Pokemon, Grimer and Muck. Pokemon typically owned by Team Rocket, and in fact, Team Rocket has a relationship to the Cinnabar Mansion. It was the laboratory where they used to work, where supposedly they cloned Mew and created Mewtwo. All sorts of other theories about how Ditto is a failed clone of Mew, they share the same shiny, all that jazz, and that perhaps as a result of the toxins, or even the poisonous gases coming from the volcano of Cinnabar Island, Ditto mutates into something more akin to a Grimer. Perhaps it inflates and its outer core becomes hard and it becomes a coughing. These are the only explanations that to me really make sense when it comes to, like, say, the evolutionary tree, which yes, I'm going to be covering for all of these Pokemon. Of course, we do see coughing in other regions, like I believe you can find them in the Fiery Pass in Hoenn. Interestingly, another place where you would find a lot of volcanic ash, volcanic gases. Perhaps coughing is attracted to it, or perhaps it's created in those situations. We're not quite sure yet. But the lore of coughing has now further been expanded with Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing is a little bit different, because you can see there are two types of smoke around it. There is the green smoke covering its mouth and chin. This is the poisonous gas, and while it might make for a goofy mustache and beard, actually what it's doing is it's guzzling down, it's eating that poisonous, toxic gas in the air, the pollutants. It's eating them so much very messily that it's all over their face. And then there's the gas coming out of the top, the chimney. That gas is purified. It's clean as air. And in fact, if you look at the Pokemon website, it states that that is exactly what Weezing is doing. It is ingesting the toxic gases and then purifying it inside. There's a filtration system, and you can see that the Galarian Weezing is nowhere near as upset with itself as the poisonous Weezing. So what gives here? Why the difference? Is the air just cleaner in Galar? I don't think so, but I do think perhaps as a result of the wilds of Galar, or maybe as a result of some different ecological niche, coughing in Galar evolved just a little bit differently. You'll notice that when we got the announcement for the Zigzagoon and Linoon got announced together with their new evolution. This is similar to how when we got Alolan Marowak, we didn't get given a Cubone for Marowak. We got Marowak on its own, but then when it came to, say, Vulpix and Ninetales, we got Alolan, Vulpix and Ninetales together. This stands to reason that there is no Galarian coughing, it's just regular coughing that in Galar evolves into Galarian Weezing. And it seems like the Pokemon in Galar, maybe as a result of a different environment, maybe it's because they're up against Dynamax, seem to have to evolve very, very differently to survive. Again, on the Pokemon website, Obstagoon, for example, talks about how specifically the reason that Linoon in this generation evolve is because they have to. It's a survival of the fittest thing. They have to evolve to be strong enough to take on other predators and stuff. And it seems that in order to survive in this region, coughing has had to evolve and adapt a little bit differently. And it has developed a filtration system inside of it that it doesn't get in other regions. The reason that Weezing is so miserable in all of the other generations that it's in and all the other regions is because it takes in poisonous air, and pumps out poisonous air. And yeah, as a result, its whole life is spent in misery. Koffing in this region have adapted to be even stronger and even better by way of this filtration system that has been built into them, that they have grown and adapted themselves in this region. They can be strong enough to take on Obstagoon or perhaps other Dynamax Pokemon because here they are much, much healthier, eating up all the poisonous gases and converting it into nice, lovely air. As a result of that, the industrial people of Galar probably want Weezing around more, and thus that biological trait gets passed down more and more and more in Galar, meaning that eventually Koffing has separated from its original species Weezing and has now become Galarian Weezing. It is evolution at work. And of course, I'll be talking about all the Pokemon in the evolutionary tree episode. This is just kind of like a mini Pokemon theory. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite Galarian forms? And of course, what Galarian forms do you want to see? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and by the way, I should probably mention, because it's about time I did this, I am going to be giving away a copy of Pokemon Sword or Shield with the Nintendo Switch Lite Sword and Shield edition. All you have to do for the chance to win this is worldwide is leave a like and a comment on this video or any of my other videos titled Sword and Shield. So if you want to go back, there's a whole playlist. You can check it out and you can leave a like and a comment on any of those and it counts as an entry. And yeah, it's worldwide. You can win yourself a Switch Lite, the limited edition Pokemon version with a copy of Sword or Shield. With that being said, I'll be back with more videos very, very soon. And of course, soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.